Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to everyone. I hope you have had a very good iftar or your dinner just now. So, we will be starting our session for tonight. In conjunction with the opening of the several degree scholarship, KERIS is proud to organize tonight's session titled KERIS Undergraduate Scholarships Sharing. So, thank you so much for choosing to spend your Friday night with us because your presence here already shows one important quality of a scholar, which is initiative. My name is Samiha, and I'll be your moderator for tonight's session. Before we officially begin, just a few quick reminders. Firstly, kindly keep your microphones muted throughout the whole session to ensure a smooth flow. Please drop your questions in the chat box because we will address them during the Q&A session later. And most importantly, we highly encourage everyone to stay till the end because our speakers have prepared valuable insights that you wouldn't want to miss. All right, so without further ado, let us introduce our speakers for tonight. With our first speaker, who is Mifsal Shadanish bin Abdul Halim. He is currently pursuing Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Science at University Kebangsaan Malaysia and is a proud Maybank Scholar student. Tonight, he will be sharing his journey from navigating the scholarship application steps, preparing strategically for interviews, to understanding what truly makes a candidate stand out. Therefore, I think Mifsal can start with his session for today.
Okay. Hi everyone. Can you guys hear my voice? Am I muted? I think I'm not. All right. Okay. Thank you. So, okay. Uh, all right. Hi everyone. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi again. So my name is Mifzal Sharanis bin Abdul Halim, and today I'll be sharing about Maybank Group Scholarship Program. And first of all, I want to say thank you so much for Chris for inviting me to have this session with you guys. And thank you so much for joining. And this is such a great moment for both of us. Hopefully. All right. So can we move to the next slide? Before I introduce you the MGSB, let's get to know me first. Because like when I say tak kenal maka tak cinta, right? So alright. Okay, my name is Mirza Shadanis. I am actual science student from UKM, batch 2023. And first of all, what is actual science? Okay, actual science is a field of studies that use mathematics, statistics, and finance to understand and manage risks. It also uses the numbers to predict future uncertainties such as insurance rates, investment returns, and financial losses, and helping companies to stay financially prepared for the future. So it's quite fun and it's a broad pathway. So I think okay, can you guys see like the three boxes, and this is the course structure that we learned for exercise in UKM, and I just want to highlight those two subjects in year two, actual math 1 and 2, and the year 3 and 4, statistical modeling and regression. These two subjects is really crucial because actual math is where we learn how to calculate the probability of the risk and the force of mortality, because a person that lived today will not have the same probability that he will live tomorrow, and or shots as like in period of time is quite different. So that's why we learn actual math, because we want to learn how the probability of someone that live in the future period. And for the statistical modeling and regression, it's really important because we find the pattern of a trend and then we forecast the trend into a certain period of time in future. That's what we differ from actual science and accounting, because accounting look backward and actual look forward, look in the future. Right. So I guess that's all. Can we move to the next slide? I think everyone wants to know about MGSP. Oh, by the way, before that, MGSP is offered to first year undergraduate studies at local uni, just like you saw at the blue box enroll for under the requirement. So for those that are post SPM student, you may listen to and apply on your next interview, because right now maybe you already sit for the BNM interview perhaps, or PESP. So yeah, because it's only for the first year undergraduate studies in public local. Okay, MGSP, the requirement is not more than 120 per annum for per family, not per parents. Okay, and then age is not more than 22 years old and only offered for first year, only first year for first year undergraduate studies for public local uni. If you want to go for UK, since MGSP only offered to UK, during my batch 2024 offered to Australia and US, but I think there's some crisis. I think that's why this year only offered to UK. And UK graduates, you need to have the offer letter first from the from the top tier UK university. All right. And then when I skim back the discipline of study, it accept all the courses except for the health science related courses like medicine, pharmacy, veterinary. I'm sorry, for those health science related courses, it's not covered by MGSP. For law, I think it's covered because our senior from Maybank Scholar 2021 and 2022 have Maybank Scholar from UiTM from law, and right now he's intern at Maybank legal team. So yeah, okay. What is the pros and cons about MGSP? I think it's not there's isn't any cons about scholarship because it's really like it's an opportunity, it's a privilege. So I think I just put it as a great side. But first, like move to the pros first. For the pros, we have the Maybank provide laptops. I think it's Dell, I guess. It's quite good now for you to program to complete some programming because in degree you will have programming in like UKM we do learn about Python our studio and C++, and it really helps. And then it covers tuition fees and book allowance per sem. For money allowance, you get every month uh a sufficient amount. It's really more than enough. And I'm sorry I cannot discuss the amount, but yeah, it's more than enough for living accommodation. And then we do get opportunity to become a bank student ambassador just free. Like you don't have to apply. You just like you already become a Maybank student ambassador. It really helps you to get a priority to get intern in Maybank soon when you on your internship session. And then we do get boot camps. Like my batch and the previous batch, we do get our bound at Lumut. The boot camps is at our bound Lumut. It's really good. And then it also provide internship placement and employment opportunities. All right, the grade side. For me, it's a great side because actuarial science is better to pursue after you graduate. It's better for you to pursue in insurance company, in like AIA, Prudential. But maybe it's good too, but like it's better, like But of course, just be grateful, yeah. Like we do get the permanent reserve to be at Maybank. So after you graduate, you don't have to find like seeking jobs because you already have like oh this is the reserved for you. And for local studies, it's bonded for 3 years, and for UK will be 5 years. All right. If there are any question, we'll move to the Q&A session. Okay, can we move to the MGSB stages? Thank you. Oh, by the way, for the pre-uni student, I think there's a pre-uni student, right? Okay, I know this session is maybe not for you, but at least take just a spoon of salt. And by the way, if you want to right now, if you want to find scholarship, right now my brain science is open, and I also offered my brain science once after I finished my matriculation. But I didn't go. I got UK Sheffield for my brain science under physics program, but I didn't accept it because I find exercise is more aligned with my value. So I just okay. For my brain science, it's quite similar with maybe I just don't have any case study. Alright. Okay, so MGSP stages. During my time, there are only four stages, which is application submission, personality test, case study, and interview session. As you can see, there's the poster of what tiger value. Later, I will uh, touch that. Okay, first, application submission. MGSP will close on 12 March 2026. I think, I, I think 12 March 2026. So, if there's any first uni program that wants to apply MGSP, please do soon because like CV, resume, any certification, you need to certified by Commissioner of Work, Pesuruhjaya Sumpah. So it's quite tedious. So please start today if you want to apply MGSP. If you already sent or submit, good luck and all the best. May we meet at the interview session. Okay, for after you already submit, the application, I think it's about 3 weeks after that, you will get email if you are accepted or you pass the application stages, which they will provide you a date that you need to submit your computer test. During my time, it's called personality test because it just asks you several questions about you and your behavior towards certain situation. So it just tests about your consistency and your honesty about when you answer the question. Okay, but during the last batch 2034 and 2035, I'm batch 2034. 2035, there's a changes where there's some question about finance, my logical thinking and economics. So I think it's just simple, but my junior didn't get the chance to finish the question, but still get the Maybank score. So I don't know how they evaluate. So just do your best, and I don't know. I don't have any tips about the finance because it's quite hard. The feedback given to me is like the question is quite hard. Okay, after you finish your personality test, they will send you email where you pass the computer test, and then they will let you choose the venue and the date which for you to sit for your case study. All right, when you choose the venue and the time, please make sure it's really good for you and for the transportation, yada yada, because like if you are from UKM, there's no session at UKM. They usually held at UPM, Narimaybank, or UITM Shah Alam. So thank God I live at Putra Heights, so I just like can drive to the UITM Shah Alam. For those who are far, like they need to drive from UKM to UITM Shah Alam. So okay, take note that. Okay, during case study, you will go to the venue. You will go to the venue, and then there's four things I need you to like hadamkan, like please bring it to until you are in the case study level, please. These four things, just four things. First, please try to be active and greet everyone as possible. Like the bankers, the interviewers, the candidates. Try to greet them. Try to wish the best for them. Like being someone that wish the best for the other candidate. You know what I mean? Like try be active, not like the passive one that just it's good. It's maybe you are nervous, but try your best. Just try your best to at least being friendly with others. Okay? One. Second, um, please apply this tiger value. What is tiger value? Tiger, there's five things. There's five tiger value is the Maybank core value. There's five values which is teamwork, integrity, growth, excellence, efficiency, and relationship building. Please apply these five core values during your case study. And then third, I just want you to be attentive. Okay, let me remind. The first one is be active. Second, please apply the tiger value. And third, please be attentive to the companies. And this is open to every interview, every company that every scholarship that you want to be in an interview, like MAS or PSP or membrane science or MGSP. Please be attentive to their color. To their color. I mean, like if you if possible, when you attend the case study, please wear something that resemble the company color, like Maybank. Maybe you can wear yellow and black stripe tie. Maybe for mask, you can wear gray blazer and blue white stripe tie. Maybe like it's really add up your value because it just seems to the Maybankers that oh, you made some research about our company. You seems attentive to our even minute details. Okay, and the fourth one. This is the most important thing when you sit for case study, which is respond and not react. Because okay, let me tell my journey on the case study. For case study, there's two sessions. There's two stages, which is the first is discussion and presentation, as noted on the screen. When discussion, you are selected randomly amongst like I think about 60 people. Well, are selected randomly into one group. Like okay, so maybe like about 10 people or 9 people in one group. So there's like about six group or seven according with the Maybanks, I don't know about that. But during my times, it's only 10 people in one group, and then we discuss. They provide you a question and need to provide them the solution, the best solution to solve their problem. I cannot disclose the question. I'm sorry, it's private. But yeah, and then after you already decide your best solution, you will present to the Maybankers, and during presentation, like okay, maybe like you group one and another the group two. Group one and group two will move to another room and then present the solution. Okay, after you present your solution, the main bankers that will evaluate your group will give like one solution They will give the one solution that maybe okay, like group one, this is your solution and you need to defend it. Okay, group two, this is your solution and you need to defend it. Which one is the best? During this time, you already get tired because like case study about 3 hours or 4 hours during my times 2 until 5. So 3 hours something lah. So you're already tired. So when you're already tired, you get emotional. You easily get emotional, especially when the other group members ask you question like maybe spark some annoying in your mind. So it's like you might get emotional. Understand? So that's why I put that respond and not react. You respond to the question and not react because when you start um to have like react emotionally, it's not good on the eye of Maybank because it's like seems like you are not defending your solution to help the company. It's like you solving the problem to boost your ego. Like you want to show that you are the correct stance. You know what I mean? That like ruin the vision of Maybank. That you want to solve the problem, not to boost your ego. Okay, so that's why I put respond and not react. So please remember these four things. Please remember these four things when you sit for your case study. Case study is the most crucial part because that is where Maybank really evaluate are you aligned with Maybank core value or not. Okay, or maybe should I say a bit harsh, like, are you worthy to be my best scholar or not? Okay, so please take note on case study. It's easy. It's really easy. It's about like just two sentences of statement and then you need to solve it. Okay. All right. After you finish your case study, yada yada, they will send you email. They will send you an email. If they ask you the latest resume, then congratulations, you got passed through the case study, which is really hard. Now you are need to focus to interview session. Okay, for the resume, please, I really encourage everyone to use ATS template. If you don't have any ATS template, you can contact me after this, so I can give you the template. Okay. So okay, after you send the resume, and then they will give you some selected time whether you are free or not during this time to sit for interview session. For interview session, it's like one by one. You and the Maybank hire executive. To be honest, I'm not sure whether they are executive or what because I don't remember all the 12 pillars. Like CEO, CFO, I don't remember. I just got chipped at that time. So the interview session is just like briefly want to know about you, get to know you better, something like that. Just ask you about your background, something like that, your values, yada yada. It's just simple. Don't rush, don't get anxiety, don't like gelabah. You know what I mean? Like just calm, just be in your best behavior. All right. So anyway, the conclusion for this is please in a simple way, every stages, including the computer test, please apply the tiger values. This is really, really important. The tiger values, just 5. Teamwork, integrity, growth, excellence, and relationship building. All right. Okay. So I think that's all. Oh, by the way, I think that I still have time, right? Okay. For my resign, for pre-uni, that like matriculation foundation, they want to pursue, what is that called? Pure science program like math, biology, physics, and chemistry, you can apply my brain science. And my brain science is quite different a bit during interview session because you just apply and then they will send you a link whether you free or not during interview session. And interview session is like, uh, you know, ujian betul to BM. Like there's 7 people in one group in one section, and then there's 2 professors. I think it's, during my time is UPM and UMT, and then that's all. After that, after the interview, you get the result whether you get it or not. So you can apply my brain science for the pre-uni matriculation. So I think that's all from my side. Can we move to the last? All right. So if there's any question, I provide you Instagram. If you want to request the ATS template, ATS resume template, you can ask via Instagram. I'm sorry, but I'm not online much on WhatsApp, so I cannot give my number. And you can connect at me at LinkedIn. I think that's all from me. If there's any question, please slide into the chat box. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day. All the best. So I go back to Samiha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mixel. That was a very insightful sharing. I found it very much insightful. Everything was very clear, and I hope the audience too felt very clear for tonight's sharing. I believe that this will give everyone a steady view of what they have to prepare after this, since the Maybank Maybank Scholarship is already open for application. Now, let us move on to our second speaker for tonight. Our second speaker is Nur Adriana Tasnim binti Mu'min. She is currently pursuing Bachelor of Arts in English Language and Literature at University Islam Antarabangsa Malaysia, UIAM, and is a proud Tunku Scholar under Yayasan Tunku Abdul Rahman, a scholarship that carries the name and legacy of our father of independence, Tunku Abdul Rahman. So whoever who wants to apply for YTAR, do pay attention to this since she will be sharing her journey in securing the Tunku scholarship. So without further ado, I would like to invite Noor Adriana to begin her sharing. The floor is yours, Adriana.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes,
Thank
yes, you
you
are.
so much, Samiha. Welcome and hi everyone. So thank you, Chris, for having me. My name is Nur. I'm sorry for the merchant dekat belakang. Okay, so my name is Adriana Nassim, and today I'll be sharing about my journey navigating the SCPM pathway from Form 6 to university and eventually becoming a scholarship recipient. So I chose the word navigating here because this journey was not straight. It required adjustment, resilience, and also sometimes uncomfortable growth, I would say. So let's move on to the next slide. So here you can see my academic journey visually. Uh, so I completed SPTM at Penang Trade School from 2020 to 2022. So it was during the MCO. And in 2022, I enrolled in the Bachelor of Human Sciences in English Language and Literature at IIUM, International Islamic University Malaysia, or YA. And in 2024, I became a recipient of the Tunku Abdul Rahman Scholarship under Yayasan Tunku Abdul Rahman. And in 2025, I had the opportunity to intern at World Fish in Penang. So each stage shaped my mindset differently lah. Okay, so we'll move on to the next slide. So I was told that there would be some SPM levers as well. So I'll be explaining a bit about SPM or Sijil Tinggi Persekolahan Malaysia. So it's a 1.5 year pre-U university program conducted by MPM, the same one that conducted our SPM. So it consists of 3 semesters and your CGPA will be cumulative lah. They will add on from the first semester up until your last semester. And I would say it's recognized internationally lah. Some people would usually look down on SCPM saying that, um, apalah SCPM still dekat sekolah, but it's actually A-level equivalent. So I think what makes SCPM challenging is that it requires analytical thinking and you cannot exactly rely purely on memorization. So you must explain, argue, and also evaluate. So I think in many ways, SCPM is really preparing you for university level writing. So like it's intense, but it's good. So I'm sure like the SCPM students in the meeting right now would agree. And as you can see, there are like you can choose the subject or it depends lah if your school bagi like a combination of subjects. So what I took was literature in English, economics, pengajian-pengajian or business and also pengajian which was compulsory for everyone. So if you can see, I put a picture of Pride and Prejudice. So if you're a fan of literature, you should take it. Though I'm pretty sure they changed the syllabus, so they're probably using a different novel for semester 3. Okay, next slide please. Okay, so my degree program and structure. So I'm currently pursuing Bachelor of Human Sciences in English Language and Literature at IIUM. So my focus areas include literature, linguistics, critical theory and also research writing. So obviously university is very different from SCTM. There is more freedom but also more responsibility. Less considering more independent research, more presentations, more critical discussions. So you have to think for yourself, not just how to answer for exam. So this I put like a picture of phonetics, which is a focus area of linguistics, and there's also digital humanities. And as for literature, there's a lot of theories you have to learn, like the critical theory. And I am also doing my thesis right now, so in literature. So it includes a lot of theories. So, moving on to the next slide. Okay, so expanding on my degree structure, so there are core courses, electives, university required subjects, and also final year projects. So as for the core courses, you have to learn both literature and linguistics. And as for the electives, you are free to choose any electives that you would probably score in. So you can choose between linguistics or literature, and I chose to do my elective mostly in literature. So as you can see, the top left picture is a linguistic that I decided, elective that I decided to take. For linguistics, it's called language and community engagement, which I will later on explain more why this course actually helped me a lot in securing my scholarship. And okay, okay. And then as for the final year project, we are allowed to choose whether we're doing a project or thesis. So I chose to do thesis. So I'm very suffering right now, but I'll be done in a few months. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so here's my scholarship journey. In 2024, I applied for the Tingkat Platinum Scholarship by Yayasan Tingkat Platinum. So I think this was not a small decision for me because at one point I was already demotivated. I really gave up in applying scholarship because I kept on getting rejected. So when I first saw the scholarship announcement, and when my friend asked me to apply, I my first reaction was like I was really hesitated. I thought to myself, am I good enough? Are my achievements strong enough? Will I be competitive? So the application process itself was very comprehensive. As you can see, the first step is the application. So it involves submitting academic reports, writing a personal statement or personal essay, highlighting your leadership experiences, and also explaining your long-term goals. So you can find all this on the YTA's website itself. They are open right now. I think the application will close on it. Uh, Let me check with him later. Yeah, so it will be closing soon, so you should start applying right now. So after the application process, it's the um, interview process. So shortlisted candidates will go through interviews and also leadership related assessments. So the I myself find the interview stage challenging because it wasn't just about answering questions correctly. It was about communicating who you are, what you stand for, and how you think. So they would ask about situation-based questions like um how would you react if you're in this situation, so something like that. And I realized that during that process, they were just not evaluating intelligence, but they were also evaluating my character and my potential as a person. So after that, I realized that becoming a scholar, after getting the scholarship, I realized that becoming a scholar wasn't just about financial support. it meant like about entering a community that emphasizes leadership, service, and responsibility. So if you didn't know, the Center God Rahman is very particular about the community. They want you to give back to the community. So there will be leadership programs and also community projects involved, which so far I think it expanded my goals beyond my classroom in university. So, as you can see, after the interview, you will be asked to join leadership programs, leadership conferences. So this upcoming March after Raya, it will be my last leadership conference with YTA. And then I'll have to do my own community project, which will be provided, the fund will be provided by YTA themselves. So the scholarship didn't just support my studies, so it challenged me to think bigger about impact. Can we go to the next slide? So how I position myself for the scholarship. So sometimes people will ask me, how did you get the scholarship? And honestly, there wasn't like any magical factor, but there were a few conditions that I have to overcome for myself. So the first one is strong academic foundation. The qualification for this scholarship is that there is no minimum qualification, so you can just apply. But obviously, you still have to have a strong academic foundation. And during the interview, I was very comfortable articulating my ideas because um, I've practiced before. So academic consistency matters. So it's not just about perfection; it's about consistency. So do you want to see how consistent your answers are, how you answer the questions with confidence. And then leadership and involvement. So leadership here it does not mean that you hold like a big title in your university society. It's taking responsibility. So I made sure that I was involved in a lot of activities that reflected initiative and not just participation. So I think this is what most of the scholarship commission look for in students. They look for students who will contribute and not just students who will consume opportunities. And then community engagement. So I showed a lot of interest in community issues and social impact. I think particularly because when I was in my first year, I took the subject called language and community engagement, where we had to conduct our very own community engagement project with small communities around us. So I think that helped me realize that I should be closer to my community. So it's important that your involvement is very authentic. So when uh, I think if there is like a huge difference when panels can sense the interviewers they can sense when activities are done just to decorate a resume. You know, I've seen a lot of people who do things just for the sake of resume. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but be sincere. So they can sense it obviously. So if you're genuine, then they would know. And then clear goals and direction. So for me, I didn't have my entire future planned out, but I knew why I chose English. I knew what I was passionate about. I knew why um, I wanted to apply for the scholarship, and I knew what kind of impact that I wanted to create through language and also communication. So when you show this kind of things during the interview, it shows that you have a direction, and direction usually shows maturity. And the last one is the authentic personal statement, authenticity. So I think this is the most important because in my personal essay, I didn't try to sound overly impressive. I wrote honestly about my journey, my struggles, and also my aspirations. So if you look at YTAR's website, there will be four essays, personal essays that you have to complete. I think like about 250 and less than 250 words. So my tip is that you write honestly about your journey, the struggles, and your aspirations. And the most important thing is that do not use AI. So if you use AI, then there's no authenticity in it. And personally, I think authenticity builds connection, and connection makes you memorable. So you have to be really authentic. You have to be very sincere and honest while writing your personal essays. And I think that sums up pretty much how I position myself for this policy. Okay, and for the last slide, okay, so obviously there will be a lot of challenges. So what wasn't easy for me is that this journey was not smooth at all. So obviously there will be moments of academic pressure. I had a lot of academic pressure, and then moments of self-doubt, moments where I compared myself to others and questioned whether I deserve certain opportunities, especially for this scholarship. But even after receiving this scholarship, I had like this moment where I was like, am I good enough for this scholarship? Why did they even choose me? So there will be a lot of moments of self-doubt. And then there's also you have to balance academic, leadership responsibilities, and personal life. So those two are not easy. And lastly, applying for scholarship came with fear of rejection. Like, what if I don't get it? Like that's why I felt because I was rejected by a lot of scholarships before. So when I applied for this scholarship, I was like, if I don't get this, like, how am I going to like live the rest of my life after this? Like, it might sound dramatic, but it's like it's the fear of failure in me. But here's what I learned like recently because I don't think growth feels comfortable. So that I think that's growth and courage is often quiet. So it's simply choosing to try despite fear. So no matter what, you have to try. So um, and another tip that I would, I mean, I know some of you after receiving an offer in university, you might receive your PPTN because sometimes you might need time to apply to scholarships and obviously for people who cannot afford it, PPTN will be the only way at first. So I was a recipient of PPTN as well until my second year. I received the scholarship and I decided to not receive PPTN anymore. So that's not a problem. And if I could summarize my journey, I think like SPM obviously shaped my resilience and university shaped my identity. But overall, the scholarship itself it expanded my perspective. I cannot disclose how much they give me, but there are a lot of allowances which will benefit you now and also in the future. So there is no perfect pathway, and I know that some routes are faster, but some routes are tougher. But here's what matters most is how you go through them. So if you ever see an opportunity that scares you a bit, you have to apply. Apply it anyway. Because sometimes like the difference between where you are right now and where you could be, it will be different. It's going to be your best decision. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adriana, for the inspiring and motivating sharing because I think pretty much everyone can relate with what you shared about what you feared of, and the academic pressure, and so much. Thank you so much for that. And for now, we will proceed to the Q&A session. So you guys can put your questions in the chat box below since the speakers are here to respond to your questions. But before that, I think we will proceed first with the questions that we have received through the Google Forms, that the registration forms. For the first question, there is a person who asked, what are the values the interviewer looks for in a candidate that gets them to be accepted in Maybank, Petronas, Tunku Abdul Rahman Scholarship? I think any one of the speakers can answer this question. Does Adriana or Mifsal want to answer this question?
Personally, I think I've talked about it just now, but basically, honesty, mostly honesty. You have to be very honest. And as for Singapore Government Scholarship, what they look for is your sincerity and how close you want to be with your community. So it's all about giving back to the community.
Okay, how about, thank you for the response, Adriana. How about Mifsal?
Alright, hi. Okay, for my bank, just like I mentioned, you need to apply every single Tiger values, right? So that's what they're seeking for: the teamwork, integrity, growth, excellence, efficiency, and relationship building inside you. And then they also find some values that really odd them is your willingness or to serving the community. I think that's concluded because maybe really heavily applied on the Tiger values. So please apply the Tiger values during interview. Thank you.
All right. Okay, that's a very good answer. Moving on. In your opinion, how did you prove your leadership was a real impact and not just positions on a resume? Maybe Adriana can answer first.
Can you repeat the question again?
In your opinion, how did you prove your leadership was a real impact and not just positions on a resume? It's not just written on your resume, but you really prove that your leadership skill.
I think it all goes back to during the interview session because, like I said, they will ask you situation-based questions, and from there they evaluate whether your leadership is not just something that you put on your resume, but instead you apply it every day. So from the way you answer it, you can see whether it's not just a declaration on your resume. It's something that you practice every day and like apply your leadership skills in everyday.
Mifzal, do you have any words to add on?
Sure. In my opinion, how leadership is applied is how you treat others and how you handle the emotions, and especially when it comes to the test situation, because of course every project has their ups and downs, and sometimes things get heavy. So it's how you as a leader try to respect others' opinion, try to tolerate with others' inconsistencies, try to manage them and guide them to become a better person. So I think that's what the leader try to do instead of just written on the resume. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I totally agree with Mifsal and Adriana's response because that's what a leader is actually. And for the next question, this person asked that if I have the perfect CGPA, but my past results were average and barely meeting the minimum requirements, will I most likely still be the strong candidate or it's a no?
Can I start this? Can I answer this first?
Sure, sure.
All right. I just want to share experience. Actually, I apply my bank with my first semester, first year result. I apply it with because my bank CGPA requirement is only 3.0. I apply with 3.1. So um I just want to mention that just apply it because we don't know how things works, and maybe they choose you because how good you are, how good your resume may be. So yeah, and by the way, I only have a strong academic background during matriculation where I got 4 flat, but for my SPM it's moderate result because I move a lot schools, and like 2 months before I sit for SPM, I moved another school, so it's really hard for me. So I didn't get a good result for SPM. So just try your best. Just apply it. For my bank, just apply it because this is the living proof that you can apply with the base requirement. So just go for it. But if possible, get the I should say GPA lah. Try your best. Okay, all the best.
I agree with Rizal because I think personally I was doing this decently, and it's not that like I'm saying that if you score for flat then you won't be a strong candidate, but there are other things that they will look at instead of just your CGPA. But like without it, it's not like I'm saying that you don't have to score well, but yeah, having like a 4.0 won't guarantee you a scholarship.
Yes, I totally agree with both of you again because it's true. A four flat or a straight A plus or a straight A doesn't actually define success or doesn't actually define that you're gonna get the scholarship for sure. What they're looking for is the difference in you from the other candidates, how you stand out, how you present yourself, how you define yourself, and like how Adriana said, how authentic you are. So that's what they see. And moving on to the next question, this is actually, I think this question Mibsal can answer because it's a course related question. This person asked that what is the pathway like to be a professional actuary, and what made you decide to major in actuarial science?
Okay. Hi. Okay. Thanks for the question. Okay. Hmm. What makes I want to study an actuary? At first, because I find this course name is quite unique. So I just feel like, oh, this is what I just like if I graduate one day and people see like, oh, you graduate in actual science, oh, that's nice. Like the name is unique. So I just like, oh, make me a unique person. So and then when I start to learn, because during year one, not so much about actuary, just like foundation of math, yada yada. So it's not heavily actuary related courses. Um, and then after one, I sit for year two. Then I just realized, oh, actually, it's quite good because it's really easy. I don't know why people say actually it's hard. Like it's easy actually for me lah, for me because it's just like um, I forgot in English what is okay. Actuarial science is on Faculty of Science. Faculty of Science, whether in UM or UKM, is under Faculty of Science instead of Faculty of Economy. Because okay, Faculty of Economy is mat gunaan, like mat gunaan. But in Faculty of Science, the math is the pure math, like the basic math, the theory of math. So at first I just find like why they actually is put under Faculty of Science, and then I realized, oh, because we don't need to learn the calculus because it helps you to find the pattern. So, what makes I want to pursue actually because when I year two, I just like, oh, this is so easy. Like I can go for risk management. I can go for what is that called? I can go to finance. I can go to the basic economy because it's covered. And then for the professional actually, for UKM, is heavily under SOA. Okay, it actually has three types of bodies, which is SOA, CAS, and I4. That's a lot, but this is the main three. For UKM, and I don't think the same. Okay, for UKM, it's under SOA, Society of Actuary. For UM and UITM, it's I4. I4 is for UK and SOA for US. Okay, for you to become a professional actually, you need to have exemption paper and sit for seven professional paper, which is SMP, exam FM, and exam SRM. I didn't. I only complete five of the paper. Another two, which is as what is that called? Predictive analysis, and another one I forgot. So if you want to become a professional, actually, you need to pass those exemption paper and then professional paper. After that, you need to go to the seminar, and then you get to be the profession actually. And profession actually is grade 51, I guess. Like if in the government is like DG 51, I guess. So if you want to certify some other certificate is allowed. Okay. Is that answer the question? Am I catching? No, right?
Yeah, it answered the
Okay.
question.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay, thank you so much. And this is a question uh for Adriana, sorry. Is there a way to get sorry. Does Maybank's group scholar I'm really sorry. Um Oh, okay. The question is, does Yayasan Tunku Abdurrahman Scholarship open for matriculation students to apply, or we need to pursue first year degree and then only we can apply for it?
Um, I'm not sure what the person who asked the question meant because this scholarship is specifically for degree students. So if the person is has graduated from matriculation and is about to enter your degree year, so then you're free to apply the scholarship. But if you're still in matriculation and you have like a few more months in matric, then you still have to wait until you dah habis, or you can start applying because it's for degree. Mm. So you can start applying once you dah secure an offer letter from your university for degree.
All right. So let's answer the question in the chat box. Um, so does first impression play a crucial role during the interview session? Maybe Adriana can answer first and then maybe I'll answer.
Okay. During my interview session, it was conducted virtually. I'm not sure if the center program still conduct their interview virtually or not. But first impressions really do matter because even though it was conducted virtually for me, I was dressed in baju kurung and put on makeup and all. So because first impressions really matter. So if you are going to be macam like very selective in your interview, then people will think the Chinese the interviewers will think, oh, she or she's not taking this seriously. And I think even Michelle mentioned it before, according to like the company, you have to macam try to wear like the tie according to the stripes, the color. So first impressions do matter. And when you are answering questions, um, first impression is not just about appearance, but it's also about how you carry yourself throughout the interview. So if you jawab like you're not very confident about your answers, and if you don't know what you're talking about, here's the tip: you still have to sound confident. So if you're not confident, then they will think, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. So let's say they are asking, oh, the first question, tell us about yourself, and your only answer was like about your name and where you study, and you don't have any other things to say about yourself, then that's also really a weak flag because it's really about how you carry yourself throughout the interview. So yes, first impressions really do matter.
I agree with the Adriana's stance, and also I want to again remind you guys that just like Adriana mentioned, that the way that you dress, the way that you are ready for the interview is so crucial because it just make the companies that interview you like, oh, you are ready for this session. You are not like maybe like we coming late, doesn't have any preparation. So it's really needed for the first impression. And just like I stated before during my session, please try to be attentive to their colors, to their values, please, and apply it during your interview session because it really add up your value to be chosen to be a scholar or to get jobs. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Adriana and Mixel, for answering that question. And this is one of the question that is related to course, because I have been choosing the questions that's related to scholarship so far, and I think this is also another question that a lot of people ask in the through the forms. Um, it's in Malay, so I just read in Malay. Macam mana nak tahu course yang kita choose adalah yang terbaik untuk kita and kita sendiri tak akan regret untuk ambil course tu. Yeah.
Should I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Personally, sampai sekarang, I think there will be like a small part of me that regret not taking some of the courses and like I'm stuck here doing something that I love but I don't know if it's going to be beneficial for me in the future or macam what about the job market in the future. So you can never really know if course yang you pilih tu is the one yang terbaik untuk you. Because even if you rasa macam oh this is the right thing for me, I memang pilih ni, memang this is the best course ever, I'm going to make a lot of money in the future with this course. Tapi halfway through your degree, you might not feel the same anymore. There will be a lot of challenges and you akan rasa macam oh is this like betul ke I buat ni? Like is this the right path for me? Betul ke I ambil English literature ni okay ke? So that question is never going to be answered for me forever. So I rasa macam I love this course, but at the same time I have a lot of self doubt. Macam is this really it for me? Macam tu. So I don't know personally for me lah memang I rasa macam tu. So it's never going to be about oh course ni I pilih ni memang yang terbaik ke untuk I. Yeah. Don't know about Minsal. Maybe he's confident about his course.
Uh, okay, I just continue. Okay. Just like I mentioned before that I just choose this course because this seemed unique, but after that I fall in love with this course. Maybe lah, maybe. Okay, before that, if you want to find the right courses, you can use like the website Scholar, the SCHOLA, so you can find the pathway that you really want to go work. Because I admit I love actually, but I don't want to work 9 to 5. But think it is what it is. So just like when you already happens in the degree and like, oh, this is not for me, there's two things that you can go, which is like maybe you can change your course and faculty during uni. But if you want to get through, just get through because I don't think there's any worthless degree in university. So each courses has their own specialty, has their own pathways that maybe align with you. So should I just say like redha je? Kalau just redha if you feel like this is not degree for you and don't give up. Just make sure there's have this mindset like maybe there's a good things in this degree because we can get everything that we want and of course we don't know what happens in future. So after all I say like just pursue courses that align with your interests because um things happens and at least the least thing that you can do is you are invested with the courses that you apply. You know what I mean? Like you invested, like this is my interest. This is what I like when I want to go to work. This is what brings me smile when I wake up in the morning to go to work. This is the reason why. So maybe you can pursue the courses like that, that you feel like this is the best for you, that align with your interests much. Hope that answers the question. Okay. Thank you for the question.
Yes, I totally agree with Mifsal as well as Adriana. It is true, and of course, like there's not like all the time you're studying, you're gonna feel like oh this is my future, this is how I'm gonna end up. Like there's gonna be self doubts, and that's what makes you better at every point of your life. Because when you question, you start to realize that okay, am I in the right path? And then you try to betulkan where you went wrong and what is actually gonna make you even better for your path. So I think that first you need to begin with questioning yourself. And like Mifsal shared about Scholar, maybe you guys can also try that and find out the course that is suitable for you guys. And last question, because we have to end this session. The last question is if I have an offer letter to continue you undergraduate, but the uni isn't listed in the list of universities the scholarship body prefer. Am I cooked or should I just guess and test my luck?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying your luck. So um, when my friend applied for it, our course was in it. Literature, English literature was considered as a course that's in Delhi. But when I applied for it, the course wasn't on it anymore. So I guess that's one thing you have to look out for. But if the university you're in is not listed, then you can just try for it. You just go for it. But have other backup scholarships that you want to apply for. So you can just apply for one scholarship and be confident that you're gonna secure that scholarship. So if your uni is not in it, then still just apply for it. Don't worry. They might change your they might change their mind halfway and include your university name in the list. But if they don't, then there are always other options for other scholarships.
Okay, I agree with Adriana. Which that just apply. It's not there's nothing wrong to apply. Maybe they forgot to list that list your university that you wants to be admitted. So just apply. So I agree with Adriana stances. Thank you.
Can I add one more thing? I don't think that scholarship websites have like I'm not sure if they have you have to select your university name from the list. But if your university is not listed in the feature that they have provided, then maybe you shouldn't apply for it. Or maybe you could email them and ask that you're a certain student from this university and my university is not listed, so what should I do about it? So you should ask. The thing about the world is you should keep on asking questions. So maybe try to email the person in charge. So obviously there's gonna be a person in charge for scholarships and stuff. So email the organization and ask them if you're really keen on applying that one scholarship lah.
All right, thank you so much, Ariana and Mixel. With that, we have come to the end of our KERIS Undergraduate Scholarship Sharing Session. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to both of the speakers for taking their time to share your valuable experiences with us tonight. We hope that this session has given you a clearer direction, stronger preparation strategies, and most importantly, greater confidence to pursue your scholarship dreams. With that, we officially conclude tonight's session. May this sharing be beneficial for everyone. And don't forget to the participants to fill in the forms, the feedback forms, so that we can have the feedback from you guys. And good night. See you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.